I'd be a bit surprised if any of you knew me, because I think it's probably been long enough now since 2015, which was my last year, for the youngest of the people who went that year to no longer be able to go again. Maybe, I mean, I can't remember how many years you're able to go to Lourdes on the youth pilgrimage. Maybe it's 7. So maybe some of you know me. If you know me, hello. I hope you're doing well. And I'm sorry that you're not able to go to Lourdes this year. So I went to Lourdes for 3 years in 2013, 2014, and 2015. In 2014, so my second year, Justin Turnbull's Storytime was born, became a thing, and had its own little jingle to the tune of Justin Bieber's Baby. And I believe it's still all on YouTube. So, I don't know, you can go and watch them if you like. Some of them are quite, I mean, they're all pretty cringe, to be honest. Well, no, some of them are quite nice. You know, well, you can make that judgment for yourself. Anyway, the idea was that at the end of each day, I would offer up my thoughts and feelings about what we'd done or what I'd done on each day of the pilgrimage. And I don't know, people seem to like that. People seem to like the way that I told and summarised these stories, which was nice. I enjoyed it. I hope other people did too. So it was a way for me to, as I say, sort of process and consolidate what I'd done for myself, but for others as well. And then obviously if families were watching back home on YouTube, for them as well, great. So I hope none of you are feeling too upset that you're not able to go this year. And I'm sorry in particular to those for whom it would have been their first year. That's really disappointing to have sort of geared up for it, and then pandemic comes along. What are you going to do? It's a shame, isn't it? But anyway, what I like to reflect on in this, well, I don't know, it should be short, but we're already 2 minutes and 22 seconds in, so we'll see. What I'd like to reflect on is the significance of the youth pilgrimage to Lourdes as a shared experience and as a memory that's really important to all of us, I'm sure. So by complete chance, I met someone through my work who also happened to go on the same youth pilgrimage, the Archdiocese of Liverpool one. She went on Coach 9. Her first year, I think, was 2016, so our paths never crossed because my last year was 2015. But it doesn't matter. You know that you'll have experienced basically the same thing. You'll have felt the same feelings. You'll have been to the same number of masses as you would in a week. You would have spoken to as many pilgrims. Been to the same places, gone to the same bars, sang the same song. Well, maybe not sang the same songs. Coach 4 always had the best music. So many musicians, all of them great, so much fun. Last November, a group of my friends from work, we all went to the Trafford Centre in Greater Manchester to play Laser Quest for someone's birthday, which was quite fun. I've not done Laser Quest in several years, and I was okay. I wasn't spectacular, but what are you going to do? And then after we'd done with the Laser Quest, I noticed that she was wearing a Lourdes t-shirt, not one of these, because we're only supposed to wear these for, duties and stuff. This is probably technically, well, I'm doing a video for you guys, it's acceptable, it's fine. It was one, hers was dark blue, mine was light blue, because I have the same, but a different colour. And it's got an illustration of the grotto on the chest, which glows in the dark. It's not, to be honest, it's not a good t-shirt. I wouldn't wear it out anymore. It's also too big for me. I've just stupidly bought the wrong size. The number of shops in Lourdes that just sell tat and just pretty poor quality produce is it's quite something. Perhaps there won't be, I don't know, they might not have fared too well, to be honest, because their business is probably largely dependent on pilgrimage and pilgrims, of which there won't have been any. So I don't know, it might not be the same story when you go next year. But anyway, um, yeah, that moment realization. So when I saw this friend wearing basically like a Lord's t-shirt, it was just, yeah, wow, wasn't expecting to see that, and it was quite exciting to ask the question, did you go to Lord's, knowing like full well that obviously she did, and obviously you understood what that meant. Um, Often, like describing, I mean, it doesn't come up an awful lot, just by way of casual conversation, but often when you're trying to describe the experience of Lord's to people who haven't been, it's quite difficult because a lot of it is just feeling. And when you explain what you did and what your day consisted of, that just doesn't sound all that special. In fact, it sounds quite appealing to a lot of people, like, getting up at 6, getting to bed 11-ish. I can't remember what time we were getting to bed. Like, so much walking every day, so many masses. A lot of people, that does not float their boat, and they struggle to see how that could be moving or special. But yeah, but this was like lovely, meeting someone completely like by coincidence, like not in any way in an environment related to Lords at all. Met someone, or sort of learned this thing about someone I already knew, and like neither of us didn't, like, we didn't need to explain anything about it to each other. It was just this moment of recognition of, oh, this person knows how it is. They've had the same experiences as me. They've probably cried. Like in my last mass in 2015, I was inconsolable, cried so much, and it was the kind of crying where it's just so cathartic, and you kind of love it because it just proves to you how much a place and experience meant to you, and how important the people around you were, and that it was the last time, probably, or at least in this scenario, where you're going to see these people, you're going to do these things with these people, have this intense emotional, religious, physical experience for a whole week in a foreign place, that it's just quite overwhelming. Yeah, so we both knew it was special, and that was lovely. So yeah, you might be only able to go on the youth pilgrimage for several years, but those years will like last with you for your life. And as with me, maybe, I don't know, probably life will have its own way of reminding you how important it all was, and perhaps that will prompt you to return in future, like maybe not with the youth pilgrimage, maybe with a different pilgrimage trust like HCPT, or, I mean, that's the only one I know, but I'm sure there are loads, and I'm sure like you could go on your own, could go with a friend. I don't know, it's an amazing place. Yeah, I miss it a bit. Yeah. So I hope you all have a lovely virtual pilgrimage, whatever shape that's taking, and whatever activities you get up to, whatever conversations you have. I mean, it can't be the same. Though I'm sure the staff have like put their all into it, and props to them for that. But yeah, I just hope you're all able to experience Lords in full, in person, next year, because it's worth the wait, and yeah, it's incredible. So all the best to you and your families. Hope you're all well. Take care. Bye.